So hi.
Hi, thanks for having me here.
So I understand you have a story of a spiritual awakening that happened to a rational, intellectual young person.
Yeah, I was a very, very intelligent, totally focused, mentally focused person, and emotionally and socially kind of shut down and isolated. Totally into science, mathematics, computers. It was back in the 70s. Yeah, very much. That was my. I really believed that. I was a devotee of the rationalistic, materialistic worldview, you might say.
And was there anything that was wanting in that? Did that help? Did that make you feel complete? The sciences. Was there anything missing for you?
Well, I didn't. I wanted to know truth. I wanted to know the truth, and so I didn't think there was anything was lacking in science. It's just I needed to explore using these tools, using my logic, using my rational faculty, my analytic faculty, to really discover what was true. And so I set off on that quest. But I definitely was not feeling comfortable in my life. I felt there was something, I didn't know something. It didn't feel real. Something didn't feel right. I wasn't willing to accept the pat answers or social norms. I wanted to, so I kept myself away from life in a way because I wanted to know.
So you dove into science hoping to ask those deeper questions, and what happened?
Science, math, Western philosophy,
multiple disciplines.
All within that rational analytic, using the analytic faculty. And I wasn't into any drugs, and I hadn't even maybe sipped a little alcohol when I was 13, but I never done anything, any sort of mind-altering substance. I was not into religion, but I was into this rational faculty, and I took it to my own personal extreme, going to a university and a college and studying the foundations of mathematics and the philosophy of science and the modern Western philosophy that looks at analytic thinking, looking at itself, looking at the nature of analytic thought, very recursive, and I had in a nutshell, it was many years long exploration. But I came to this place where I realized that faculty, and this was excruciating, I was just really focused on this. This faculty, well, by the end it was like worldviews, like you have these ways of seeing the world, how do you test them to be true or false? And I realized, there's nothing startling about this. This is basic knowledge about Western epistemology and philosophy of science, is that you can't really know what's true. You can only have theories of what's true, and you test them for tentative truth or falsity. When I really got that as a 19-year-old, the eve of Thanksgiving, I couldn't know truth. And it went to the depth of my thinking. But if that's all that happened, I would just be a cynical intellectual. Oh, you can't really know what's true, so who cares? It doesn't matter what I do. But instead, I happened to have an experience of what I would later understand as grace, or spiritual awakening, deep understandings blossoming into my consciousness, and I could sort of put words on things. And this was like full body, full emotion experiences, and the experience was joy. This blissful understandings that were kind of opening in my consciousness, and I could put some words on them, sort of, but knew they couldn't capture it. They could not capture the essence of it. It's too subtle, too deep, too beautiful. And but words like a sense of the oneness that is all that is, that is one being, not just interconnectedness, but a oneness that is compassion beyond compassion beyond compassion, love beyond love beyond love, and that we are that. We come from that, we move toward that, we live in that, and that's our deepest nature. That's the nature of this life. And these kind of understandings, we are eternal beings. There's no beginning and no end. There's nothing to be afraid of. This is coming to me. I was not prepped in any of that. I was not someone on any kind of spiritual path, and came out of the blue.
So this was a surprise for you to have this experience, this direct experience.
Of gnosis, of knowing directly, that was unequivocal, beyond the shadow of a doubt. It's like,
So something that you could just hold on to and no one could say that didn't happen to you.
They could say it didn't happen if they wanted to. but it didn't matter.
And how did it change how you related to people after that?
Well, this is more of a many years process, but I feel like that experience gave me an ability to bridge with people that were locked into more of a rigid, like rationalistic, materialistic worldview, which to me sometimes seems kind of like an ironclad view that thinks it has the whole world encompassed when actually it doesn't at all.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like I can bridge with people like that. I can empathize, I can speak to them in their language, but I perform poetry and stories of various people, and those feel like they can really sow seeds of awakening within that, that consciousness. Yeah.